Welcome to another episode, everyone. Tiny Hardhead from R40's Crip. Crip Mac's best friend was killed in a drive-by shooting, an apparent retaliatory gang attack. Just hours earlier, members from another rival gang had just been shot. Now, reportedly, this is the reason that Crip Mac got the Hoover killer on his forehead. He blames the Hoovers for killing his best friend. And as a result of that, he turned into this psychotic Hoover hater, if you will. But there's a way out for all of us. There's a way out of these streets. There's a way out of all of this death if you just pay attention.
In this episode, I'm going to detail the death of a notorious Rolling 40 Crip member named Tiny Hardhead. Tiny Hardhead is a well-known Rolling 40 Crip and has been talked about a lot in the media in the last few years, from the likes of people like C-Mac and several others.
Tiny Hardhead from 40's. Drink care. Me care and Lady Ducky will drink years. On neighborhood Crip, I'm getting this right here. You know what that is? That's a Still Reserve 211 on wood. That's strong.
And Tiny Hardhead in his time was one of the most known faces from his section. He gained a reputation for pressing enemies and being an active gang member and doing whatever for his gang. And there's even viral videos out there of Tiny Hardhead running into enemies from Van Ness Gangsta Brims in the mall and trying to start an altercation. Shout out to the infamous Mel TV for posting the video. Check out his channel.
We got the 40s and the girlies running in the mall. I'm about to put this on Facebook. They running.
The girlies all last night. We didn't find no girlies out on the
They run. Put on your shirt.
You already know.
He on the phone calling his homies.
I popped that
It's 4 of y'all though. It's only 3 of them.
Wish I need a burner, cuz. We don't got no burner. Let us get our head up, cuz.
The 40s have a deep hate for many nearby blood sets, like all the Brim factions, which include the Fruit.
Yeah, they over there. That was probably the Slauson swap meet. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at it. But a lot of stuff go down there. But in the Fox Hill Mall, wherever too. Or perhaps that was the Crenshaw Plaza, wherever they were at. You see the individuals there hunting them down, saying, what y'all need, a burner? Talking about a weapon, a gun. What y'all need, a burner? Why y'all won't fight? Just give us a head up. And that's just how it is, particularly these days in the gang culture. These individuals not trying to fight. All those dudes were skinny as hell. These dudes are out of shape. They're skinny because they're sniffing and drinking lean and using all kind of drugs. They're not exercising whatsoever. They don't fight. They don't know how to fight. That's why they go into the county jail getting knocked out all the time. These dudes don't fight. Talking about let's fight. They don't want to fight. They kept walking. They're only tough when they have weapons. These so-called YNs and all of these dudes not tough. Only when they got a weapon. It ain't tough to kill another black man. Stop it.
Van Ness, and the Harvard Park Brims, along with other blood gangs like DPS and the Rolling 20 Bloods. But the 40s also have a deep hate for the Hoovers, which they've been beefing with the Hoovers since the 80s. The 40s beef with every Hoover faction, and at a point, their beef with the 4 Trey Hoovers was the deadliest. The 4 Trey Hoovers numbers deteriorated off several factors, like many members dying from the war, many going to prison, and just a drastic change in the community. That left the 40s in prime position to claim the area, which later became the dark side of the 40s. But even though the 4 Trey Hoovers weren't in that section anymore, they still had to worry about other Hoover sets, most notably the closest ones to them, being the Phi Deuce Hoovers. And that brings us to the story. On July 28th, 2018, a member of the Phi Deuce Hoovers was shot on 88th Street and Vermont Avenue. He survived, and another person was shot as well, but he also survived. Several hours later, at 1:44 a.m. on July 29th, 2018, police responded to a report of a shooting in front of a house located on West 43rd Street in Los Angeles. This was within the territory of the Rolling 40 Crips. When police arrived to the scene, they saw people yelling and a deceased male laying on the sidewalk. The male victim was Tiny Hardhead. He'd been shot multiple times, and he would die to his injuries. Police encountered a second victim who was a minor. She remained nameless. She was bleeding from a wound in her hand, but she had been shot. She was crying and seemed shocked and in pain. With only being shot in the hand, she survived. Police later obtained video footage from multiple surveillance cameras near the scene of the shooting, and also near a Phi Deuce Hoover member named Casey's home, which was located on 53rd Street, and several Hoover members were known for being in that area. Police reviewed surveillance footage that showed a minor from Fido's Hoover, who I refer to as DS, arriving at Casey's house around 9:30 p.m., July 28, 2018. The police also viewed multiple people in cars coming to and leaving Casey's house all night. The last Hoovers to arrive at the house were two men named Joshua and Destaney. Video surveillance will later show that DS, Josh, and Destaney and several others left Casey's house and got into multiple cars. At 12:38 a.m., July 29th,
We all know, man, if you're in the streets at this point, even in 2018, that cameras are everywhere. You can't do anything on the streets and get away with it, even in a gang-infested neighborhood, gang-infested territory, somewhere in South Central Los Angeles. They still have cameras, these corporations, businesses, and people just at their homes. It's going to be rare. Most of these individuals these days, for the last couple of decades, really, that have been caught for something, some sort of crime, it's caught on camera. So you have to be careful. You shouldn't be out there doing anything, period. Shouldn't be out there committing crimes. Certainly shouldn't be out there gang banging and killing one another over nonsense. But if you do it, you're going to get caught because they have cameras everywhere. And snitches are everywhere now.
Cars will appear on West 43rd Street, where Tiny Hardhead was killed, and surveillance would capture him being murdered. The video will show 3 men shooting at him, and all 3 would later flee the scene. 2 cars would then be seen leaving the area splitting up, and one of the cars will ride back at Casey's home, where all of Fido's Hoovers will later meet back up, and will be seen in the driveway talking and shaking hands. On the afternoon of July 31st, 2018, the Los Angeles Police Department Gang Enforcement Unit observed Casey and Destaney grabbing a black bag from the side of Casey's house. Casey and Destaney ran when they saw the police. The police started to give chase, but then they saw Casey's mom trying to get rid of the black bag, and everyone was apprehended. The police confiscated the bag, which had a gun in it. Police officers searched the area and found 2 more guns. A gun examiner tested the guns and determined that the guns was used in Tiny Hardhead's death. And everyone involved would later be arrested and charged with the murder. With camera footage and the guns used in the murder all being pinned against him, it was easy to build a case. Casey is now 28, and his earliest parole date is in 2036, and arrests involved with their sentences were left unclear, especially with Diaz being a minor at the time of the killing. The war between the 40s and the Hoovers took Tiny Hardhead's life, but many people put on the internet it was members of the Bloods who killed him, but that's completely false. Tiny Hardhead died at the age of 28, and he's still highly respected and remembered by his community.
Yeah. What good does that do? If you're still highly respected, but you're no longer here to reap the benefits and the rewards of that respect. I don't know what happened here or who took this individual's life. Doesn't matter which gang it was, whether it's this gang or that gang. It's the gang culture that's the problem. And many individuals, of course, have lost their lives in the gang culture all over the world. Different ethnicities dealing with gang culture has lost their lives, not just black individuals and black people who are involved in gangs. But that would be my focus. And perhaps soon we can put these weapons down because they're not helping anyone. It's just a back and forth. 2 individuals shot at a couple of hours prior. Individuals come back, and that's how it goes. It's retaliation, and it's back and forth until there is no more. Till someone throws in the white flag. Tiny Hardhead is no different than many other young black men who've lost their lives in the street for the same nonsense. And the reason that they're losing their life is indeed nonsense. Rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Tiny Hardhead. So that's Crip Mac's friend, Crip Mac's best friend. And the reasoning for Crip Mac getting a tattoo, indicating his total disgust for the Hoovers, blasted on his forehead because of this situation here, according to reports. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, rest in peace to this young man. I hate that he lost his life, as I hate that many black men have lost their life in the street at the hands of other black men for no reason at all. When you really break it down, it comes down to no reason at all. Sad. And we all can do better, and we all need to do better. OGs need to help these individuals get out of the street, including myself. Stay safe and stay free. People.